Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, Xena Life as a Dominatrix. This is episode 60. This will be published on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Before I begin discussing today's topic, I just want to make a note that on each and every of my podcast episodes, you'll see a link that states support the show today. So when you click on the link, that leads to my Venmo page for tips. So thank you all very much for tipping, subscribing, listening to my little podcast. And already this is episode 60. I know in my previous episode 7 that was published, in March of 2022, I discussed what makes a good dominant. So today's topic is how to become a dominatrix. I've discussed misconceptions in another previous podcast, and I'll repeat it again. There are plenty of misconceptions about dominatrixes. A dominatrix is not an escort, nor a prostitute, nor a masseuse, nor do they provide a girlfriend experience. A dominatrix does not provide sexual services. A dominatrix does not hate men. Dominatrix is not nude in sessions. Dominatrix does not rely on men at all times. And also, a dominatrix does not wear fetish attire at all times. Top 10 misconceptions. That we all hate men. It's not true. That we give the same services as escorts. It's not true. That we don't have a life outside of the dungeon. Untrue. That we don't respect limits. It's not true. That we are very and always very mean. Not true. That we are in this line of business only for the money. It's not true. That anybody can do this. Not true. That people that are into BDSM are not normal. That's not true. That if you see a dominatrix and you are cheating on your spouse, that's not true. And that all dominatrixes are all the same. That's not true. And just to make a note, I'm reading all this, page 128 of my book, Xena Life as a Dominatrix, found on Amazon. And it's very important to not copy another dominatrix. So if you want to become a dominatrix, create your own identity. Create your own stage name. Copying is not cool. But it's great to have influences. It's great to look up to different people. So create your own identity, because you will be cheating the experience of your own potential clients, and more importantly, you will be cheating yourself from discovering who you could really become. Create your own limits. Create what you want to offer in a session. Limits. So some dominatrixes offer foot fetish and some dominatrixes don't. Or some dominatrixes offer smoking fetish and some dominatrixes don't. So create your own boundaries, your own limits, and also ask yourself this first question. Why do I really want to become a dominatrix? If your first answer is to make money, then figure out how you will achieve that goal. But first, you're just going to have to understand what you're getting yourself involved in. If your next answer is it's empowering, you're definitely correct. Remember, it's all right to be money driven, but you must enjoy what you're doing at the same time. Ask yourself this other question. Is this really for me? Can I do this? It's great to feel inspired. It's great to have wonderful women to look up to. The goal is to be your own authentic self. Have confidence, motivation. Stay positive. Can you do this? Yes, you can. Set yourself apart from the other dominatrixes. that are located in your city, in your town. Set your own limits, create your own persona. You don't have to cater to every single client. You don't have to offer every single fetish that is out there. So if you specialize in, let's say, tying somebody up, or you love having your feet pampered, or you like playing the naughty nurse, or you like to give somebody a good spanking, then market yourself. Like maybe, for instance, just an example, foot fetish goddess, or naughty nurse fetish, bondage enthusiast. So do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Remember, you come first. Some of the men enjoy receiving pain, whether it's cock and ball torture, nipple torture, being slapped in the face. So if you enjoy giving pain, of course, consensually, advertise it on your website. Remember, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. So website, so that's marketing, falls under the category of marketing. So um, marketing, so, create your own Twitter page, X it's called now, or Facebook page, or Instagram page. A lot of these social media outlets, they have different rules. Like, for instance, it's a big no-no to post bondage photos on Facebook, or you'll get flagged, or you'll be taken down. So learn what you can or cannot post on these social media outlets. And also, some dominatrixes, they have a vanilla identity, and then when they're in their dominatrix world, they blur their photos. So you might want to think like, okay, if you're comfortable having your face shown on social media, that then that's cool. Or if you're comfortable with blurring your face, that's cool too. It leaves a mystery, like very mysterious, on who you are. Also, maybe perhaps wear a mask or a hood in photographs as well to disguise your vanilla identity. That's if, for instance, you have a vanilla job and you don't want to be outed at the workplace. Like, hey, she has this other persona, check her out. But that person that finds your other persona, it's like, okay, what were they looking for? Were they looking for a dominatrix? So do whatever makes you feel comfortable, and also working with talented photographers, high quality photos. I mean, sure, there's selfies, that's cute too. Make sure that the photo quality is good. Make sure that you create a website or hire a web developer, webmaster, webmistress, whomever. You could create your own website on Wix or WordPress, or let's see what else is out there, or create your own journal, blogging about your experiences on what it's like to be a dominatrix, what this session was like, what that session's like. Yeah, so but it takes time to create a website. It takes time to create your own identity. It takes time to learn all the process, learn all the different fetishes that you would like to offer to different people, and market yourself. And like, hey, I'm in, let's see, Portland, Oregon, or Denver, Colorado, Tampa, Florida, etc., etc. So people know, like, hey, I'm in this city, I offer this service. And I would also suggest working at a commercial space if you're not comfortable with having random individuals at your personal location. So different cities might have a commercial dungeon, or like, for instance, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Usually the big cities have commercial dungeons, London, Berlin, Paris, etc. But and some people, they also are comfortable with playing in a hotel room. It's not the same experience as playing in a dungeon, but sure, you have your rope, your cuffs, ball gags, blindfolds with you at the hotel. And also, this is a very expensive investment. So if you know you have, I would also suggest saving your money, setting aside money to spend on different goods. And I would not recommend purchasing cheap quality goods. Usually, some cities have different sex shops where you could go in the sex shop and they might have like a BDSM section where you could purchase rope, ball gag, blindfold, a whip. Nothing, I don't recommend anything cheap quality. Or there's websites such as, well, it's on Google. You could Google BDSM shops. You could purchase online as well. Yeah. So again, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And it's a lot to take in. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, hey, I'm going to become a dominatrix tomorrow. You want to learn your craft, learn what you're getting into, read as much BDSM fetish literature as possible. If you have a partner, then perhaps practicing on your partner, if they're comfortable with that, that is. So consent. Safe, sane, and consensual is very important in sessions. Safe play, sane, make sure you're sane, no drugs, no alcohol, and everything, make sure everything is consensual as well. And where I was at on page, 128 in my book, again, remember, you come first. Some men enjoy receiving pain and some don't. And some dominatrixes don't inflict pain. They might inflict a very sensual session, like they might only cater to foot fetish or tease and denial, or leading you around like a human puppy dog and you worshiping the ground that she walks on. So, and then some dominatrixes offer sadistic style sessions like whipping, spanking, paddling, etc. So do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And if you're not comfortable in it inflicting pain, then do not inflict pain. If a slave wants you to blow cigarette smoke in his mouth and you don't smoke and you're not comfortable with that, then don't let your lungs suffer for the slave. Offer whatever you desire. And if this is for you, then you'll need to figure out a way to get yourself out there. And also, some cities, they have like munches or get-togethers, parties. So I would recommend looking on FetLife, creating a FetLife account and browsing on FetLife, like, hey, is there a party in your city? Or is there a dungeon event in your city or in your town? Also, ask yourself this other question. How will your boyfriend or spouse react to this? How will your family or friends react to this? By this decision that you want to become a dominatrix, or you could just totally keep it private. That's up to you. So the best case scenario, your partner will respect what you're doing. He or she might even want to experience a sensation of a paddle or playing the role as a submissive. It may be another way to spice up your personal sex life. You taking charge in the bedroom. That might turn your partner on even more. And the worst case scenario, some partners might feel betrayed, jealous, threatened, their masculinity might be hurt by this. They may become insecure. They might think that you're cheating. They have no understanding about the lifestyle. And then you'll have to, they'll look at you at a different way and might flat out tell you, no, you can't do this. I don't want to be with a dominatrix. In my personal experience, I had that happen to me. This person met me as a dominatrix at one of my parties and knew me as a dominatrix, and then we got together, and within 4 months of the relationship, he totally changed and became very jealous. So that was a red flag, and thankfully I got rid of him. So I don't have time for that, and toxic relationships are no good, and having a personal healthy relationship is great. So some men might choose to leave the relationship because it may be too much for them to handle that. Hey, you're this, you're this person, you have this different side of you. And also my recommendation, don't keep it a secret from your partner. It might make matters worse. Or if you're, let's say if you're single and you're wanting to date, maybe flat out tell the person, hey, I'm doing this. Are you, no, like, are you cool with that? They're just going to have to accept who you are. And if they don't, then that's their loss. Assure him that, and also if you're with your partner, assure your partner that you being a dominatrix is not cheating. So be as open as possible. And hopefully the partner will have an understanding about your decision on becoming a dominatrix. And also regarding telling your family or your friends, that's your own personal choice. The best case scenario, they will respect your choice. They will become very supportive of what you're doing with your life. And they might even have an open mind to learn a thing or two of what you're doing. And the worst case scenario, they might shame you. They might cut you off communications with you. They might spread rumors about you. And you don't want to keep it a secret, but that's your choice. And that's totally up to you. And then ask yourself this other question. Where do you purchase toys? Where do you purchase fetish clothing? You don't have to dress in fetish attire at all times when you're playing with a slave. You wear whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, sure, there are slaves that'll ask, hey, do you have a bikini for a session? Or do you have leather attire? Do you have latex? Do you have lingerie? Etc., etc. So again, I would suggest keeping your day job and save the money that you make from your job. So perhaps if you want to become a professional dominatrix, you have your day job during the day, and then at nighttime you're this persona and you transform into this persona. Or, if you have a partner that's willing to buy you all kinds of goodies, that's awesome as well. So again, it could be costly, this stuff. So like I said, toys, wardrobe, literature, purchasing BDSM movies to get inspiration, see what they're doing in a BDSM movie, and finding inspiration from watching that. So educate. Very important. So I would definitely suggest finding a mentor in your area or online, applying to become an apprentice for a dominatrix in your area. Read numerous books on BDSM, fetish. Educate yourself on the lifestyle. It's very important. And if you would like to learn how to dominate firsthand, then play with a person you're comfortable with. trying an activity out firsthand is definitely helpful. I've heard from women, they would say, being a dominatrix, it's in my blood. So keep up that enthusiasm, that positivity, and of course, grab the world by the balls. And when you're ready to make that huge leap, then find an established dungeon, a respected dungeon to rent from. Working at a dungeon with a great reputation is very important. I've heard, I'm not going to say what city or, I can't remember what the dungeon name was. I wouldn't say the dungeon name, it's confidential, but this this one of my old slaves, she had said, yeah, I went to this dungeon in my area and there was a Hitachi vibrator out and people can use it and various people were using it. I'm like, oh my gosh. that just doesn't sound sanitary at all. So also BDSM dungeons, they might have, play parties. So bringing your own toys is, and practicing on your partner or slave or whatnot would be fun too, if you would like to do that, or just keep everything private. That's totally up to you. So, but I'll never forget that. Like, oh, Hitachi vibrator for the dungeon attendees to use. I mean, that's kind of gross. So let me scroll down here in my book. So attending a local munch or fetish party in your area, it's a great way to meet other like-minded individuals in your community, to enter the BDSM community. Bring your partner, bring your friend, or attend solo. That's totally up to you. Also, find out if there is a class at the dungeon in your city, an attendant. Attend the class, and you could learn so much from attending a class. And also there's classes online as well. There's classes on different subjects in this lifestyle. And this kind of slipped my mind, but in 2011, 2012, 2013, around that, I hosted classes. I thought about it the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, I did that too. So what I did, I would have different educators come to the dungeon to teach the attendees a thing or two. Like, let me think. I had a class on enema play, and then a class on, oh geez, let me think. Oh, needle play. Oh geez, there was another class, how to use a bullwhip. That was a master friend at the time taught that class, and then I would just have random friends come in and teach people a thing or two, and I would host it and be like, hey, sit down and watch and learn and listen, and classes are they're essential, actually. It's like BDSM school 101. So, or also you could learn a lot online, and yeah. Okay, so let me scroll down. Take control. Female supremacy. It's all about taking charge, setting your own boundaries, doing what makes you feel happy, being a boss bitch, creating your own hours, have the freedom you desire. Female supremacy is all about owning it, being your own authentic self, and not giving a flying fuck about what others think about you. Female supremacy is badass. Women over men. Women do run the world, after all. Women are powerful. Female supremacy, sisterhood, supporting other boss ladies. Tips. A lot of women ask, how do I become a dominatrix? So my question, why do you want to become a dominatrix? Is your heart in it or not? My suggestion to newcomers are to read as many BDSM fetish books that are out there. Sure, I'm going to recommend my book, but there's other books out there. There's an acquaintance of mine, Lee Harrington. He has written books. You could find them on Amazon. There's Midori. She has a lot of bondage books on Amazon. There's so much on Amazon you could find, and I'm not just plugging in just to plug in for money. I don't get paid to plug in. I just trying to to give some helpful advice. So educate yourself. Understand the meaning of different fetishes and the protocol in a session. Second, watch mistress-slave movies, femdom movies. Third, practice with a partner, but ask your partner if they're willing to be used as your guinea pig. I'd suggest giving your partner a code word. Red is for stop, or green to continue, or banana is stop too, or watermelon, or whatever code word you want to give. Or the common one we say in the BDSM world, mercy. Mercy means stop. Attend dungeon parties in your location. I would host a lot of parties in Chicago. Sometimes I miss it. I think back on them, and it was just all a blur, and it was so much fun for me, but then it was a lot of work for me too. But it was great to get the community together so people can meet like-minded individuals and watch different scenes go on at the dungeon. So it was a very educational and pleasurable experience for audience members as well. Also get to know the slave that you're playing with, get to know their limits as well, respect their limits. Yeah. Also, this fifth step, find an apprentice or apply to become an apprentice to another dominatrix in your city, or online if you would like a mentor dominatrix online. That's an option as well. Perhaps write the dominatrix an email like, hey, I would like to learn this from you, or whatnot. Yeah. And also, like, if you're in the same city as the dominatrix, perhaps you want to see the dominatrix in person, and if her and the slave are comfortable with having you watch their scene, maybe perhaps ask, like, hey, I would like to, if you're comfortable with me watching your scene, that's another option, to see a different scene up close and personal. Some slaves, they do enjoy the feeling of another woman watching the session, and some prefer to be extremely private without anyone else in the room but the mistress, and that's all right. In the past, at my parties, I've had numerous women watch my scenes. They would approach me, and the first thing they would say is, how do I get involved with what you're doing? Or I've had women call or write me emails asking if they could work with me. Some women, and then some of them, they don't even bother introducing themselves. So I would introduce yourself, be polite, introduce yourself. And some people, I'm just trying to remember, like, I want one woman was like, she said, I want to be you. I said, really? It's a lot of work being me, honey. Or another woman, she asked, I want to do that to my husband. Teach me. I said, are you, is he comfortable with that? And this guy, I remember he was an alpha male, alpha husband, or he seemed to be, but in the bedroom he was a totally, I guess, a submissive to her, which is great. So, yeah. So, also I've had emails like, women would say, I can't tell you, or no, they would say, a couple of women, I remember, they would say, I'm out of work, I need the money, teach me, and I need slaves, and da 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 da. This is not a quick making money scheme. You have to work hard, and you have to be trained, you have to learn, you have to educate yourself, you have to, yeah, it's good to have a mentor. It's good to know what you're doing, actually. And also there's men or slaves that they like seeing newbies, and that's cool too. And some slaves, they have their own like what they look for. Like some slaves, I remember in this one individual, not saying where or who, but he only saw Asian dominatrixes. And that's cool. That's what he was into. And there was another one that he would only see very tall, very muscular dominatrixes, and that's cool too. So maybe that's another way to market yourself. Like if, I remember this one individual, she marketed herself as a Eurasian dominatrix, and very, very beautiful, very, she had her own website and all that, and marketed herself. So market, get yourself out there. But it's baby steps. Take it slow, and yeah, and it's not easy. This purchasing your own toys, your own wardrobe, being self-motivated, being positive. Those are all tips, but starting out being a dominatrix is not easy. And if you're not willing to learn and want to beat somebody's ass and get paid for it, then this is just not for you. And if you're a man-hating bitch, this is not for you. If you're not motivated to work for yourself, this is not for you. I remember when I met this one woman who was interested in working with me. This had to have been, I want to say 15 years ago, and I asked her where she had worked before, and she named the dungeon. What she didn't know is that I was going to do a reference check on her to I wanted to see if she was telling the truth or not. And sure enough, the dungeon that I called, they never heard of this woman. And I never worked with her, because it's like, you want to be your authentic self. You don't want to, for me, liars are just, it's not good. And another woman, she said she traveled throughout the world dominating men. Then I looked her up on the internet, and there was no record of her traveling to these cities where she said she dominated these men in Paris, Berlin, etc. And I didn't speak to her again either. And it's just a pet peeve of mine, is to not lie. And you want to be flat out honest. Like, if you've never done this type of work, that's all right. Or this type of, if you've never been in the BDSM lifestyle, if you're totally a novice, that's all right. There's a lot to learn. And if you're not ready to dominate men in real time, face to face, there's an option of dominating people over the telephone or via webcam. Some people only go that route because that's what they're comfortable with, and that's totally cool too. So yeah, and creating websites. So it doesn't happen overnight. You want to, create a bio for yourself, create your own persona, your photos, your contact information. Like for instance, if you're not comfortable posting your real telephone number, then don't post it. Create your own email address. Like if you want to create your own name, like Mistress, and then your name, and then something else, your city, at protonmail.com. I recommend Proton Mail or Gmail. It's up to you, but Proton Mail I recommend. But creating a website, maybe finding inspiration. I remember, I just remembered also that there was, I can't remember this person. She had her own photos, but she plagiarized. She copied my text word from word, and I found out about this from, I can't even remember who told me about this. So I sent her a letter, and immediately she took it down. So don't copy a website word to word. Create your own bio, create your own session interests, your own, if you want to create your own blog and write, if you enjoy writing, maybe write some short erotic stories on what you'll do with the slave or what you've done with the slave. Yeah. And then let me scroll down in the book. So yeah, marketing yourself, it's crucial. Creating a memorable stage name for yourself, like my name, Mistress Xena. But people think I got it from the Warrior Princess. I actually didn't. I got the name from an old coworker, and she stated that her daughter's name was Xena, and this old coworker, she had been in her, this was when I was working in retail, when I was, let's see, how old was I? I was 18, working at retail, one of my jobs I did not like, and my coworker was in her 50s, and then she had a daughter named Xena, and I'm like, wow, that is such a pretty name. And it grew on me, like, oh, that's such a pretty name. And it stuck with me. So creating your own identity. And then also I know some women, their dom name is the same name as their vanilla name, if that makes sense. I'm not going to say who, but I know them personally, and that's what they chose. That's what they want to be known as that one name. Or some people have their vanilla name and their BDSM name. Or if you're master so-and-so or pet so-and-so, mistress so-and-so, you create a name for yourself. Yeah. So also book photo shoots, add content on your website that keeps people interested, and they want to know who you are, what you're into. And if you're not interested or not comfortable with showing your feet, then don't show your feet. Or if you're not comfortable with wearing lingerie, then don't wear lingerie and don't post it. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then when somebody sees your website, then they maybe perhaps want to see you in person, or get to know you and have a chit chat on the telephone for phone session or webcam session. So do whatever makes you feel comfortable, and do not badmouth another dominatrix. Don't become disrespectful to another dominatrix, or show a great amount of jealousy, or spread nasty rumors about the dominatrix. That's not cool. You might look at another dominatrix as competition or as a rival, but remember, you're all in this together. And there's a special sisterhood amongst dominatrixes. So be a part of that sisterhood, that community. And soon you will be the person to inspire others. So, again, I'm still reading from my book, Xena, Life as a Dominatrix. I started writing this book in 2015 and published it 5 years after 2020. And I decided to read this or write this particular little paragraph called Learn. Ladies, I'll be happy to give you some tips. 30 tips. Do your research first. Research different fetishes. Read books. View BDSM videos. Read some more. Watch tutorials. Educate yourself always. Number 2, make sure a potential slave has a reference or two, or if they're newbies, then that's okay too. And if they have a reference, then that's great. This is also another option. Number 3, asking for a deposit from the new slave is the norm nowadays. If it's your decision if you want to go this route, and if the person refuses to send a deposit, then go with your gut about seeing the person. Number 4, if someone gives you a weird vibe, then don't even bother with the person. Number 5, if someone calls you about booking a session, keep your phone calls at 5 minutes. If you hear the person say, "What are you going to do to me next in the session?" then they're probably getting their rocks off on the phone and hang up. Number 6, if you receive a phone call or email from the person, perhaps Google their information. Make sure that they're not on any kind of blacklist or naughty list. Number 7, advertise using accurate and current images of yourself. I've heard all sorts of stories from my own slaves. They stated, "I saw this woman in the past. She looked like a totally different person in person, totally different from her images." And basically this particular woman, she was using images from 20 years ago or something, and then she's still a dominatrix. So keep your photos accurate, and I would limit the Photoshop. Keep them up to date. So number 8, treat everyone with respect. That goes for the slaves, for your fellow dom. Be friendly with other dominatrixes. Having a good reputation is important. Number 9, if you're not skilled and have no knowledge about performing, let's say, shibari bondage on a slave, then don't advertise yourself as offering shibari bondage if you don't know how to do it. That's just an example. And if you're curious about learning how to perform bondage, I would recommend having a friend to perform the bondage on who's willing to do that for you, to be your demo bottom. And also there's numerous books and online tutorials on how to do bondage appropriately, tie different knots, etc. So there's also kink educators online, or maybe in your city. You could, ask them. It wouldn't hurt to ask if they could teach you the ropes in bondage. Number 10, be unique. Set yourself apart from the others. Make yourself stand out. I wouldn't recommend copying somebody else's look. For example, if someone in your town is named, this is just an example. If someone in your town or in your city is named Mistress Desire, don't name yourself Mistress Desire. It's just rude. Or you could, I wouldn't. I just remembered this other dom. She I'm not going to say her name, but then all of a sudden there was a new dom in town, and then she called herself the same name, copied her look and everything, and the dom was a friend of mine at the time, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? So she wrote her an email, and then all of a sudden the other dom was, I think, changed her identity or changed her look. I don't remember, this is so long ago, but I'm like, wow, the nerve. So let's say, oh, number 11, don't say you're the best mistress in your town, the best dominatrix in your town. That terminology, honestly, it just comes off as tacky. Number 12, don't brag to the other ladies. Like, for instance, don't say, oh, I made 2,000 this week, and then 3,000 the next week, and then the slave, he bought me new Louboutin high heels, and then the other slave, he's going to fly me to France, yada, 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 yada. The eyes will roll, the trash talks will happen behind your back, and keep your financial information to yourself. It's kind of personal. There are financial dominatrixes out there, and they will, that's their thing. They show off their money on Twitter or X, and that's what they're into, and that's a whole other world. And some people are just not into financial dominatrix lifestyle, or they don't offer that in their sessions. But honestly, I would just keep that information to yourself. Number 13, buy quality toys, equipment, and wardrobe. Or have your slave or have your partner chip in. Nobody likes cheap toys. And you need to invest a lot of money in it, believe it or not. And save your money. Keep your day job. Don't judge a person by their fetish. Number 14. For example, ew, why are you into foot worship? You're a weirdo. Don't judge. Foot fetish is a very common fetish, believe it or not. And some people enjoy it and some people just don't understand it. So don't judge. Number 15, don't demand a tip from your slave. It makes you look desperate. Number 16, give your slave a code word to use during a session. Number 17, discuss your personal protocol. Make sure your slave understands what your own limits are. Make sure that they understand what you offer, what you don't offer. Make sure you know what your slave's limits are as well. It's common sense. So if your slave isn't into being whipped, don't grab your whip and start whipping. And you choose what you want to advertise, what you offer and what you don't offer. Number 18, don't see someone who is under the influence of any type of substance. Number 19, keep a first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, a Sharpie kit, safety scissors, cleaning supplies, puppy pads, rubber gloves in your space. Number 20, if you're, number 20, if your girlfriend, who also happens to be a dominatrix, asks you to join in the session, don't ask the client, what's your phone number? It would seem as if you're stealing from your girlfriend's client. Not cool. This actually happened to me, actually. And this was in the past, a previous slave of mine who, he was like, he kept asking me about my lady friend. She was a friend at the time. Kept asking me. And then he asked me, what's her phone number? And I didn't give it. And then behind my back, my lady friend gave her phone number to my slave. And I no longer talk to her, and he, sadly, I found out he passed away a couple years ago, but he was fun, and he was very naughty boy, and but to do something behind my back, just not cool. And that was the past. So number 21. If you want to be trained by a dominatrix in your town, in your city, don't expect that she will train you for free. Ask what the dominatrix's requirements are. Don't appear to be desperate for money. When I personally have trained other women, the first question that comes out of my mouth is, why do you want to become a dominatrix? And then sometimes I would get the answers of, I need the money, or because I want to kick ass and I'm good at it. And then number 22, don't expect to make a lot of money at first. Yeah. And number 23, this is crucial. Practice safe, sane, and consensual play. 24, accept the criticism. Accept advice. If you have rude comments, brush it off. If you have a person who has pissed you off in any possible way, then just block the person. Let's see, number 25. If you ever get a person harassing you in an email or in a phone call, just block them. And yeah, so you don't have time for that. Number 26, I would recommend sessioning at a safe place, your place of choice. Number 27, don't engage in any illegal activities. So there's, I can't remember the cities right off the top of my head, but corporal punishment is illegal in some towns in the South. So knowing the laws in your city. And also some people, they get off on blackmail fetish. And blackmailing is illegal. Don't do it. Not cool. Number 28, if your slave recently had surgery on his or her knees, don't make them kneel. Or if they had surgery on their shoulders, don't tie their arms up or behind them. This is very discomforting and not safe for the body. Number 29, don't use mind-altering substances. Poppers are usually sold in sex stores. And don't let the slave use poppers. I know some people, they state, it enhances the experience, but it could also give you a bad headache. So, and no drugs, no alcohol, play sober, very important. And number 30, a warm-up is necessary. So if your slave is interested in receiving spankings, don't spank them with a very hard paddle immediately. Use a soft flogger first to get the blood flowing, and then increase the force of the flogger. Even ask the spanking bottom, more, harder, less. Communication, very important. So even after a harsh discipline scene, provide aftercare. Aftercare can involve a hug or talking to the slave about the session. And aftercare is very important. And I know this was a lot to take in, 53 minutes into this episode, but I hope you all learned a thing or two. And my book, reading from my book, Xena Life as a Dominatrix, found on Amazon. Let's see, Kindle version is available, paperback version's available. And I could learn a thing or two in my book as well as on this podcast or my previous podcast episodes. So I'm very happy to discuss this topic with you all today. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope this helped. And if you're not ready to become a dominatrix, then maybe another time. Don't rush it. Be your own authentic self, and of course, grab the world by the balls. And don't quit your day job either. I did that actually to do this full time, and it was hard at first, to be honest. It was hard, and then this was back in Chicago in 2006, and before that, like when I first started, I had my day jobs, and then in 2006 I'm like, I want to travel the country. I want to travel the world. I want to do this throughout. And it was very hard. And yeah, it was hard. And it's still, motivating yourself, um, educating yourself, being your own authentic self, very important. All right. So, again, thank you all very much for tuning in. Xena Life is Dominatrix, episode 60, How to Become a Dominatrix. And again, tips are greatly appreciated, and tips go to my Venmo page for verification. My Venmo is Xena Romanova. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Have a great day.